1. I was arrested. Great observer of the end, Ash Heath. The good follow you, the evil admire you, the light yearns for you, and the darkness also hopes for you. You are an existence beyond all. The color God has plated on all things. Great observer of the end, Ash Heath. Ash sat on the cold stone throne, looking at a large group of strange people in black robes kneeling on the ground, kowtowing and praying to him. Beneath his stern face, his heart was in a panic. He couldn't be blamed, after all. His last memory was of pulling an all-nighter at that cursed mobile game company, contributing his remaining value until dawn, and the next second he suddenly found himself in this strange underground hall, receiving the worship of a crowd. Anyone would be caught off guard. Even more peculiar was that Ash understood their language as naturally as his native tongue, without needing to think about translation. He directly comprehended their meaning. As he gradually calmed down, he quickly came to a conclusion. He had transmigrated, and his soul had entered the body of someone with the same name. From childhood, many people had said his name sounded very fantastical, but Ash never expected he would one day encounter such a bizarre world. However, he didn't have the surname Heath, and it was precisely for this reason that he could quickly determine he wasn't dreaming. Not only were their names the same, but their appearances also seemed similar. Moreover, by moving his fingers and toes, Ash found that his body felt completely normal, as if it were his original machine. Everything was so agile and natural that Ash couldn't help but wonder if he had transmigrated into his own parallel world counterpart. For convenience, and because they shared the same name, Ash secretly referred to the original owner of this body as Heath in his mind. But these thoughts were meaningless for the current situation, because Ash discovered that Heath had not left him the most important thing. That was memory. Yes, memory. It was as if Heath's memories had been formatted during the transmigration. Ash had no idea what to do next, and even his expression remained in that calm state with a hint of devilish charm, fearing that others would see through his facade. Don't let the extreme reverence of the people below the stone throne fool you. If Ash showed any flaws, their reverence would turn into cruelty. After all, in their eyes, Ash, this evil soul from another world, had obliterated the soul of the holy son Heath and occupied his body, making him a true great sinner. Coupled with their strong religious beliefs, Ash didn't believe that saying, "Actually, I'm also a victim," would earn him their understanding. But just sitting there wasn't a solution either. Ash was already struggling to maintain that subtle smile on his face. Boom, boom, boom. A rumbling tremor suddenly echoed through the underground hall. The black-robed figures were overjoyed, prostrating themselves completely, their foreheads touching the ground, and shouted in unison, "We pray for the Lord's descent." Ash thought it was an earthquake and tried to stand up, but he found his backside was stuck to the stone throne and he couldn't get up at all. Suddenly, dazzling and colorful light illuminated his eyes. He looked up and saw four brilliant rainbow lights appearing in the air, bringing color to the hall and an endless warmth. Great observer of the end, Ash Heath. They spoke in unison, as if thousands of people were speaking at once. The only pure one in this murky world, the last brave one on the heavy earth, you bear the heavy responsibility of saving the world and the mission of liberating all beings. We shall pass through the silver celestial wheel to bestow power upon you, and we shall break open the golden celestial scales to protect your glory. Your name is holy, your will is our will, and your kingdom is a place of happiness for all beings. Ash Heath. Unbeknownst to him, Ash found himself kneeling on one knee, respectfully bowing his head, awaiting the moment of glory's descent. The red light cluster on the far left said, "I am the Lord of myriad glories, in charge of battle, courage, and honor. I bestow upon you the angel of power, to clear all enemies for you." A female angel, holding a spear and with 2 wings on her back, flew before Ash. She wore red armor and was only the size of a finger, but her aura was imposing. Ash felt as if he could see mountains of corpses and seas of blood in her eyes. The blue light cluster, second from the left, said, "I am the monarch of wind, rain, and snow, in charge of wisdom, change, and destiny. I bestow upon you the angel of wisdom, to help you achieve all your goals." A female angel, wearing a blue hat and holding a notebook, flew before Ash. She was also only the size of a finger, with deep eyes, as if containing endless knowledge. The green light cluster, second from the right, said, "I am the heart of eternal blazing, in charge of life, equality, and sharing. I bestow upon you the angel of life, to ensure your eternal health." A luminous green female angel, like a small girl, flew before Ash. She was very cute, with a halo of luminous green light surrounding her, making one feel incredibly warm and relaxed. The pink light cluster on the far right said, "I am the soul of dreamlike freedom, in charge of love, joy, and art. I bestow upon you the angel of joy, to make your charm extraordinary." A beautiful pink female angel flew before Ash. Her figure was graceful and her eyes captivating. Even though she was only the size of a finger, she seemed to be the most beautiful existence in this world. The four angels danced around Ash, adding dazzling brilliance to him. In that instant, Ash felt power continuously surging, his body full of energy, his mood incredibly joyful, and countless plans forming in his mind. Everything was going wonderfully. The Lord of myriad glories, the monarch of wind, rain, and snow, the heart of eternal blazing, and the soul of dreamlike freedom spoke simultaneously. Brave one beloved by fate, observer who comprehends causality, please go forth and create miracles, save the world. With a sound like bursting bubbles, the four descending gods gradually dissipated, but the underground hall remained bright, because Ash, with his four angels, was clearly a walking rainbow. Ash clenched his fists, his lips curling into a confident smile. He never expected. He had thought this sudden transmigration was a huge pitfall, but it turned out to be a blessing. He had actually become the hero of this world, blessed by four deities, and supported by countless believers. What a wonderful script. Next up was defeating monsters, saving the world, marrying the most beautiful princess, becoming the king of this world, and reaching the pinnacle of life. Thud. A loud bang came from the ceiling. The foremost black-robed believer said, "Hero, the bloodthirsty hunters have found this place. Now only you can repel them." Bloodthirsty hunters? They sounded like villains. Ash guessed they were just novice-level fodder for him to gain prestige and familiarize himself with skills, so he heroically drew the longsword from his waist and proudly declared, "Where my sword points, there are no enemies. Let these bloodthirsty hunters be the first souls to fall beneath my blade. Someone, lead the way. No need, we'll come ourselves." With a loud crash, the ceiling of the underground hall directly exploded. Ash looked up and saw a group of enemies, holding blood-patterned longswords, wearing silver trench coats, and donning hunting caps, jumping down from above. "Good timing," Ash roared. "Power, wisdom, life, joy." The four angels together bestowed their blessings upon Ash. At this moment, Ash felt as if he could cut his enemy in half with a single sword. He was fearless, roaring, jumping up, and slashing at the foremost bloodthirsty hunter with his sword, even unleashing a sword chi that tore through the air. "Under the blessings of the gods, I've become so powerful. Now I have the protection of a defensive barrier and an endless supply of stamina. I wonder who can defeat me now." Just as Ash was secretly feeling pleased with himself, he heard the bloodthirsty hunter opposite him sneer. "Is that all?" The bloodthirsty hunter's face contorted into a grin. He casually swung his long sword, which instantly transformed into a chain sword several meters long, unleashing a blood-red sword chi several meters in length. Ash's sword chi was instantly swallowed, and his defensive barrier was instantly shattered. The entire underground hall was split by the bloodthirsty hunter's single sword strike, and a huge crack opened beneath Ash's feet. Watching the opponent effortlessly defeat him, Ash momentarily couldn't react. How is this possible? You only have 4 two-winged chaos spirits, and they're not even your own. Where did you get the courage to fight me, a 3-winged Saint Realm expert? With a whoosh, a gust of wind surged, and 3 wings sprouted from the bloodthirsty hunter's back. A silver wing, a golden wing, and a rainbow wing. He retracted his chain sword back into its long sword form, charged into Ash like a flying dragon, pierced Ash's chest with a single sword, and pinned him to the stone throne. Ash had no choice but to sit down again. He coughed up blood, staring blankly as the bloodthirsty hunter took a small lantern from his waist. Ash didn't know how the hunter activated it, but the lantern suddenly emitted a blinding, white light. The angels, who were trying to continue bestowing power upon Ash, let out desperate, hateful screams under the illumination of this white light. Their forms could no longer maintain their previous beauty, and one by one they became incredibly hideous. The angel of power transformed into an ugly praying mantis. The angel of wisdom turned into a rotten fly. The angel of life melted into pale maggots. And the angel of joy even turned into a foul, stinking gas. Courage, wisdom, joy, and life, all the blessings rapidly receded from Ash's body. He was also stimulated by the sharp pain in his chest and completely sobered up, a bewildered expression on his face. What just happened? He was just an ordinary person who had just transmigrated, knowing nothing, so why did he suddenly become so arrogant and participate in a war that had nothing to do with him? How could a normal social animal who had been beaten by society for several years do something like this? Just as Ash was stunned, the battle in the underground hall had already ended. The black-robed believers were no match for the bloodthirsty hunters at all. The bloodthirsty hunter standing in front of Ash pulled out a scroll from his arms, unfurled it in front of Ash, revealing the red-stamped document inside. I am Gerard Westminster, a bloodthirsty hunter from the Sin Hunting Hall, Hunter ID 307791. The Sin Hunting Hall currently suspects you are involved in the spread of the Four Pillars God cult, multiple kidnapping cases, murder cases, robbery cases, and other serious crimes. This is an arrest warrant signed by the Kaimon City Sin Hunting Hall. If you have any objections to our enforcement, you can complain at the front desk of the Kaimon branch of the Sin Hunting Hall at 233 Citizens Avenue, or directly report to the mayor's mailbox. Now then, the bloodthirsty hunter put away the arrest warrant, took out a pair of silver shackles, and personally put these rather exquisite bracelets on Ash, his lips curling into a smile, revealing pale fangs. Ash Heath, leader of the Four Pillars God cult, you are under arrest.